this study, we compare sodium polyacrylate, a synthetic polymer, with biopolymers made from cotton and starch to determine the absorption efficiency and economy feasibility.
This study it's about to compare the effectiveness of a biopolymer with sodium polyacrylate in order to choose a less harmful alternative for the environment. Then to find the suitable biopolymer, although in this experiment only we are going to use starch and cotton. These materials will be combined in order to create a biopolymer. And then we will compare the effectiveness and the time they take to absorb different liquids.
The experiment is divided in 4 phases to systematically evaluate the absorption and retention capabilities of sodium polyacrylate and a biopolymer made from cotton and starch. In the first phase was the material preparation. The sodium polyacrylate was extracted from the first phase was the material preparation. The sodium polyacrylate was extracted from disposable diapers, and the biopolymer was created by layering cotton and starch to ensure structural comparability. The second phase was water evaluation. Both materials were tested for water absorption and retention, measuring absorption speed, retention capacity, and structural changes. Then there was the third phase, the evaluation with other liquids. These materials were tested with alcohol, milk, and oil, a part of water, to analyze absorption performance and leakage when exposed to different liquid densities. This was our main concern in this experiment, answering to our research question that was, will these two polymers react different to different liquid densities? And then there was the phase 4, that was the data analysis that will be further explained. This data, the data was processed and compared using Google Sheets and Excel to assess absorption efficiency, retention capacity, and economy feasibility.
With the results obtained from the experiment, we proceed to analyze the absorption capacity, retention capacity, and efficiency of the materials tested. To determine absorption capacity, we apply the following equation, where the absorbed volume is divided by the material's mass. The graph shows the average values of the absorption capacity for the different liquids absorbed by sodium polyacrylate and the biopolymer. In order to calculate retention capacity, we utilize the following equation. Subtracting the released volume from the absorbed volume, the graph displays the average values of the retention capacity for the different liquids retained by sodium polyacrylate and the biopolymer. And finally, to evaluate the overall efficiency, we employ the following equation, dividing the average absorption capacity by the average retention capacity. The graph presents the average efficiency of the different materials in absorbing liquids.
At the end of the experiment, we arrived with 2 conclusions. The effectiveness of the biopolymer in some liquids is quite high, even without chemical alterations, making its use in industry much more viable. Polymers only achieve effective absorption depending on the amount of polarization that exists between them and the liquids. That's all. Thank you so much.